Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We are back for our second match of the night. We're staying in the Challenger League. We've got the number 2 seed Flame going up against the number 7 seed Bishop. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth, ready to bring that action straight to you. And I'm joined by the legendary Cookin' Bagels, who I got to meet at RLCS, and it was a pleasure. Bagels, how was your flight home, my man?
Me and Merely, we were holding on. It was Spirit Airlines, so I think we were lucky we made it through.
Yeah.
No crazy people. There was a crazy man on the way there. No crazy people on the way back. That being said, we did make it home just in time to do that last series, literally 5 minutes before, so sorry for the way that last one ended up turning out. But I'm sure, the headset's charged a little bit. Things are in order for the most part. So hopefully we can get this one and be a banger as well. Great gameplay in the last one, and I'm not expecting anything different here.
Yes, I hope it will hold out, because I think it's going to be a good one. Flame looking pretty hot out there with Isaac. I gotta say they've been doing a really good job. But the winner of this going to go on into the semifinals to go up against Motion, who we just saw beat out Wraiths, and then the loser is unfortunately going to go home.
Yeah, I mean, whoever does make it through, I think obviously Flame is going to be the favorite here in this matchup for a lot of people, but, I got to go a little bit with the org bias and Bishops here. I think they have a puncher's chance to try and take out this Flame team. But yeah, I mean, whoever makes it out of here is going to have a tough task in that Motion team, because, I mean, that was some utter dominance right there. Almost really a perfect sweep coming out. They scored twice in 2 games, but it really felt like they were in complete control. But I think it's going to be up to Flame here, and I believe Local is going to be playing, right? He's not. I think we might be waiting on some of the Flame players, actually. Oh, they're all here?
They're all here, I guess.
I guess Local is not going to be playing. Interesting, because I thought he was going to be. But, I mean, yeah, it's going to be up to Flame, because we know I've seen Fort and Climax on the side of Bishops before, and I know that they can put up some dangerous plays and some numbers. But yeah, Flame, they are the favorites, so it's going to be up to them to set the pace here.
Yeah, they seem to be the crowd favorites, but who is the Bagels favorite? I got to ask, because we're a little bit behind time. We got everybody in, so let's get the caster prediction from you, Bagels. Who's taking this one? Who's moving on?
I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I got to go with a little bit of the bias here. It may not be the logical choice, but I'm going to go Bishops here. I think it will be in 6. But that being said, Flame could absolutely just come out and raffle stomp them as well.
Bishops in 6. We'll have to see if the Bishop boys are able to put up those numbers for you, Bagels, or if Flame is going to come through and secure their spot against Motion in the semifinals. It's Cool Kyle going to dunk out. Bishops trying to clear that ball. Bishops are going to clear it. Kratozz making the touch, but can't get it past Cool Kyle. Climax is sent it over in the mid. Isaac trying to block Fort, but he gets it past him. Cool Kyle going to take it away from him. Kratozz putting it on the backboard. This could be something for Bishops. Isaac's just going to send that one out to the mid. Fort off the side. Kratozz can't find it. Climax looking to control it, but Cool Kyle takes it away from him. Got an empty net to shoot out there, and Flame going to take the early lead.
And Climax, he's trying to control it here on the side, give his team some time to come back, but gets a bit of a heavy first touch and really just lost the control of the ball, and that allowed him to just really take a dog for a walk in the park there to score first.
Yeah, that feels good for Flame to have such an easy shot there. Isaac getting the flip reset, trying to set up Sendo. Sendo not able to get the touch he's looking for. Cool Kyle coming out of the corner. Kratozz going to 50 with him. Sendo misses as Fort puts it on, and Cool Kyle can't get back in time, and now we got a tied ball game.
Yeah, and that's exactly the response you want to see out of a mistake coming out from the Bishops, and Sendo not able to get there in time. Kyle and Isaac trying to combine for what little hope they had of a team pinch to send it out, but Bishops tying it back up at 1 here and staying away from any momentum that the Flame team just built.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty back and forth so far. Eye for an eye, if I do say so myself. Though I gotta say, Cool Kyle, at least as far as the scoreboard goes, seems to be carrying Flame at the moment. I know that all these Flame guys, or actually, I should say, I know Isaac is capable of having a high pop-off potential. I'm not too familiar with Sendo, though, I gotta admit, Bagels.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac, we've seen him in the past, even from novice to prospect all the way up until challenger now. He is absolutely the threat for this Flame roster. You can pull out the flip resets and the double taps. We'll have to see if we get any highlight reel plays from here in this series. And he will be the spearhead of this offense. And, Sendo, I believe they may have just picked him up shortly before this series. He's only sitting at 6 points right now, so not really getting involved in this play, but I have heard that they do feel confident with him as Fort looking to just barrel his way through, and he will. Sendo did get the initial save, but wasn't enough for the muscles on Fort.
Yeah, Fort hit the gym this morning. He said, I'm not having none of that weak sauce right there that Sendo's got. He puts it through. Now Bishop's in the lead again. With 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock, we got about half of this game number 1 in this best-of-7 series. Loser going home into the season for them. Cool Kyle up, looking to follow. Climax going to bump it away. Fort can't get it through Sendo. Kratozz in the midfield, looking to follow it up. Isaac going to 50 with him. Mr. Climax gets bumped off of his attempt. Fort is there, puts it off of the backboard, and gets the demo on Sendo, but Isaac was able to keep control defensively. Gets the flick in the mid, trying to get it past Kratozz. Gets 50'd. Sendo sticking with it. A little over 2 minutes here left on the clock, Bagels. I don't know. I don't really know how to make anything of this. Cool Kyle seems to be the only one doing anything on Flame at the moment. And Bishop's, there you go. Bishop's just kind of taking advantage of the fact that Isaac's not doing too much.
Yeah, and this was a stellar shot from Fort. 2 defenders in net, able to find the back post and top shelf shot right there. But yeah, I mean, Isaac and Sendo just not really able to get involved. And Sendo, by virtue, at the same point total as Isaac, just on that save that did end up getting barreled through from Fort. But Fort, he's 3 for 3 in shots right now with the hat trick. And normally Kratozz is the pop-off player as well. It's a two-headed monster there with Mr. Climax coming in as a solid third for the Bishops. But, Fort doing all the work here as a bit of a misplay coming out from Kratozz, but able to be sent away. And, could be the set of the nerves here. Game 1, it is their season on the line as Cool Kyle with a mistouch, almost going to own goal that one into his own net. But, it is Game 1 here, Psycho, so we'll have to see if they make any adaptations heading into Game 2, but still a minute to work with.
Not bad, not bad. A minute is plenty of time to get 2 goals. However, I don't know, Bishop's been looking really good. Kratozz with the fake, and Fort sends that one through.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it might be the chess hall org energy, but Grandmaster's hail with the fake plays, and he's passing it on down to the Bishops is bubbly. Great fake coming out, and now Fort increasing from 3 for 3 to 4 for 4, staying at the 100% shooting right there. And Bishop's in control of this game number 1. A little unexpected coming out for me. I do have the faith from them. I did predict them, but great game 1 so far from them.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, Fort with 100% accuracy. You love to see it. Mans is popping off, playing out of his mind. And his score for his team is definitely reflecting it as the Bishops are dominating Flame in game number 1 here. 30 seconds left on the clock. Flame in the offensive zone, but not able to get it through the brick wall that is this Bishop roster. Sendo popping it up, sends it down. Kratozz puts it down in front of the net, but nobody from Flame there to capitalize on what should have been an easy goal. And I gotta say, Bagels, 10 seconds left, but this is not the Flame that we're used to seeing. I'm not sure who replaced these 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the offensive prowess not on display here in game 1. Definitely, you got to be sending the house there with the final 15 seconds, down by 3 goals. Even at that point, I mean, even if they do score, they're going to be hard-pressed to find 2 goals in about 13 seconds right there. So can't completely blame them. But, definitely got to get some momentum for the road, show Bishops that they are to be reckoned with. And, they did show some force there at the end of the game, forcing a lot of double commits from Bishops, forcing them to make mistakes. They made the mistakes. They just couldn't capitalize on them. But realistically, the defense was the issue here for Flame in this matchup for game one. Bishops, they had 8 shots, but Flame wasn't too far behind at 6. So realistically, just the defense here for Flame. Saw a lot of times they were flat-footed. And, I mean, you can't stop Fort sometimes, but you got to be able to make him not hit every opportunity staying at that 4-for-4 mark.
Very true. And the last, I can't remember if it was the last or the second to last shot that Fort hit, was all 3 of them were sitting right there. Not one of them jumped. They just kind of let it go past them. I know Kratozz got that really good fake right there, but when all 3 of your players are right there, I figure one of them's got to not go for the fake and actually anticipate that it's possibly a fake.
Yeah, I mean, the fake plays, even at the highest level in Titan, they can just be so deadly, especially if you're not expecting it, because you're obviously anticipating these players to be going for these challenges, and especially a short range fake. I mean, that was right inside the box, and even if they are anticipating it, you just can't react in time. As Kratozz looking to get on the board, gonna send it off the crossbar. They're looking to join the scoring department with Fort, but Sendo gonna get involved here with a top shelf of his own.
Yeah, really nice play right there. Sendo sending it. I mean, some self-service, I say. I'm not sure what Fort was thinking. Maybe there was a lack of communication. He didn't realize that he was the best player to defend right there, but he just kind of pulled off right there and gave Sendo an easy shot on net. And Flame going to take the early lead off of the Bishops within the first 30 seconds. Cool Kyle not able to get his touch. Fort going to send it away. And another shot coming out from Cool Kyle there. Climax going to make the stop. Sendo trying to take control. Kratozz take it away from him. Cool Kyle's trying to send it out. Climax putting one on net. Bar down. He's going to get it. And we are tied up at 1.
Yeah, I mean, just a huge play coming out. And again, right after they score, they just come back and they get another one. Climax there, putting it back post. And just I mean, the Bishops just have the ice at the moment. They're getting these very nice shots, the accuracy, the precision, the power. It's all there. It's just a matter of consistency. Can they hold off the offense of this Flame roster? And finally, Sendo, he was slacking in game number 1, but coming up with 2 big shots here for game 2.
Yeah, Sendo pulling out the stops and doing the most for Flame right here. Great shot from him right there. 2 goals for 3 shots. He's got to be feeling good in the first minute of gameplay. Will Flame be able to keep this lead? Or will Bishops be able to turn the tides of battle here, tie things up, possibly even take the lead at some point in this next 4 minutes of gameplay? Kratozz sending it down. Isaac takes it away from him. Climax to put it in front of the net. It's going to pop up and over. Cool Kyle gets the touch, trying to send it out, but Fort is trying to keep the pressure alive for Bishops. Cool Kyle to send it to the side. Kratozz is there with it, out to Climax, out of the corner. Climax is there again over Sendo, out to the mid. But Cool Kyle's there to break up the play. And Fort not able to get anything else going as Flame sends that one out. Bagels, that was a pretty good push there from the Bishops, but they're going to need a little bit more or maybe a little bit less as Mr. Climax ties us up.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, it looks like they've made the adaptation from game 1 to game 2. The defense looking good, but I mean, I don't know if it even just looked like, the Bishops, they scored the 1-player fake, but they just went for the 2-player fake now, and nobody hit the ball, and it just went through. But even if somebody did end up making contact with that play, trying to put a more accelerated shot on, I mean, looked like Isaac and his teammate were just out of position again. So once again, the Flame defense looking a bit suspect at times, even though the offense is starting to ramp up. Is a 2-2 ball game, all tied up though, 3 minutes, and plenty of time for Isaac and the boys to get heated up here.
Yes, certainly plenty of time, but will they be able to do it, or will the Bishops take the lead in the second half of game number 2? Sendo, he's got time to play with it. He's going to bounce it up, looking for some more self-service off the crossbar. Cool Kyle bumping one of the Bishop players out and almost resulting in something bad for him. But Isaac was able to get to the ball and get some control on it. Fort sends it out to the mid. Sindo's there with the touch. Can't find the double. Kratozz with the clear. Kratozz going to follow it out of the corner. Puts it in front of the net. Sindo's there. Kratozz again out to the mid. Climax with the shot. Isaac just going to make the stop and get a little help from Sindo to clear that ball out. Isaac gets not able to follow the ball there in Kratoz's corner. Fort sends it down. Sindo to make the stop. Climax to send it back. Isaac there is going to beat out Kratozz. Fort off the backboard looking for the double touch. Can't find it. Sindo to send it to the side as we are now under 2 minutes, Bagels. We got a tied ball game here, and it's hard for me to tell at this point who's got the upper hand. Sindo with 6 shots on net.
Yeah, I mean, just a huge step up from his game 1 performance, not getting involved at all to leading the offense here, as Isaac is looking to be slumping so far in these first 2 games, and Sendo has just been the man for Flame. Not quite enough for them to take a convincing lead, as every time they've scored, the Bishops have come right back to tie it up, and the defense looking a bit shaky. Bishops have pretty much had control of the offensive side of things. The offensive presence just more powerful in the Bishops' favor, as Flame have mainly got it off of counterattacks. Great counterattacks at that, but they have to have some sustained pressure, maybe some more bump plays coming out. Otherwise, it's going to have to be decided in overtime.
And we'll have to see if it comes down to overtime or if one of these 2 teams is able to end it in regulation. Cool Kyle with the shot. Climax with the denial, picking up his savior medal for this game. Climax coming around with the booming clear. Down to Cool Kyle. Cool Kyle with an awkward touch. Fort's there for it, but it goes just a little bit over his car. Cool Kyle's able to clear it past the midline. The ball gets doinked. Kratozz is there with the shot, and Isaac can't get back to it. Bishop's taking the lead with 6 seconds left.
And a great doink from Climax to continue the pressure up to Kratozz. Isaac, he had a chance at this, but ultimately the post played villain right there. Isaac looking for flipping that ball to the corner, but just couldn't get it. Ended up backflipping. Got 5 seconds off the kickoff, but the ball is in the Bishop's possession. And it's looking like, unless they get the job done, it's 0 seconds shot just off target. Fort here to keep it up. This one will touch the ground, Psycho. And the Bishops commanding the series so far at 2-0.
Bishop's looking really good, I gotta say. Can't deny, even if I didn't think they were looking really good. They've got 2 wins, but Flame looking good, but at the same time, I know they can look better as Yagels. I know they can look better bagels. Excuse me. But
Jaegers is a handsome looking man.
True. And a Yagels, that would be something.
I don't want to
special.
Imagine that. That's powerful right there.
But I think the problem that Flame's having is the first game, Cool Kyle, he did a lot of the work. The second game, Sindo, he did a lot of the work. We've already pointed out Isaac's. He's been pretty quiet compared to how he normally is. But on top of that, they're just not. It doesn't seem like they're clicking. One of them's doing really well, and the other 2 aren't doing really well. I think in Game 3, we need to see the team plays that Flame's known for. We need to see all the players getting involved.
That's a good shout right there. A lot of the plays coming out from Flame have been solo efforts. Not a lot of passing plays on the offensive side or the defensive side of things. And when people think of passing plays, they think of these great infield passes, great aerial plays to teammates in the midfield. But, just as important are the defensive transitions. If you don't have enough boost to bang the ball downfield or come up with some sort of solo play out of defense, hand it off to a teammate if they have boost. Even just small ball passing plays, a little touch here, a little touch there, can get the job done and disrupts the rotation of the offense because they're expecting a big clear. And if you just get a little small touch over to your teammate, they won't be ready for that. But at the same time, you got to mix it up because if you do too many small ball passing plays, the bumps are going to come out from this Bishops team. We know they can get physical. We've seen it the past 2 games. But ultimately, they got to get some sort of consistency between each other, like you said, because it has been a solo effort from Sendo Game 2 and Kyle Game 1. And Isaac needs to find a way to get involved. They took the timeout here So maybe that's what they're going over here strategy wise. But either way, it's got to be a full concerted team effort.
Yeah, the tactical timeout I think is was a good move there from Flame. We'll see if they're able to make any adjustments and come back onto this field and hopefully for them take their first win in the series as Bishop's now up 2-0 in the series. One more win will stick them sitting at match point. Kratozz there with the touch, getting it away from his net. Fort trying to meet Isaac in the mid. Isaac just a little bit faster. Isaac with it. Gets the pump.
Here
He's
is.
there. He's got the flip. And he gets it in. Isaac just going to pop off real quick.
And this is what we're waiting for. It wasn't exactly the team synergy, but Isaac quiet. Game 1, Game 2. We've been waiting for this solo play for the past 2 games. And, you give him boost. You give him space. All 3 players in net. Nobody went psycho. And, you can't let them do that to you. That being said, every time they've scored, the Bishops have come right back. So we'll have to see how they respond.
Yeah, we'll see. Can the Bishops clap back? But you said that none of them went. They're all in net, and I agree. I think they were just dumbfounded. They thought, there ain't no way Isaac, he's not playing well. He's not about to hit this. Oh, no. He's about to hit this. And then it was too late, baby.
I mean, sometimes their car body language is a real thing. You look at a player, kind of like Arrow in the Titan League, you just know when a player's going to hit a shot. And that was absolutely one of those times where I knew he was going to get that reset and pull out the dub for his team as a demos and a little bit of, I don't even know what that was in the quarter cycle, but still an opportunity almost coming out from the Bishops, but they did not convert there. And, this could be their game to lose as Climax getting a save last back. And, hopefully that'll ignite this offense here for the Flame team. Didn't mean to do the double entendre with the elements there. But
and not only the elements, but also the org itself, because they've got Ignite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can control the rest of the match. That all they got to do is, all Flames got to do is just play smart Rocket League at this point. Just hold the lead and play smart Rocket League. Play good defense. Don't let Bishops get looks on net like that. Kratozz is gonna just put that in. Did I curse him, Bagels? I feel like I cursed him.
It might have. I mean, either way, every time they've scored, the Bishops have come back within a minute. But I mean, that's just a huge 50 off the ceiling. That's a tough read for any player, even in the 2K lobbies, especially if boost was a problem like it was right there for the final defender. It's just such an awkward read. A Climax with a tough read of his own, pass to the middle. Finally, the Flame synergy starting to come out, but Isaac having to try and loft that one out to the corner. As well, here's Kratozz looking for a solo play of his own with the flip reset, but not able to quite get it done like Isaac. But still, I mean, this has just been... There's been no shortage of fireworks here, Psycho, but there's definitely been a low shooting overall between these two teams.
Yeah, especially compared to the earlier games where they were sending a lot more shots on net. Game number 3, I guess both of these teams wanted to slow things down a little bit, try and get a little bit more control. And at the 2-minute and 30 mark here in game number 3, we are tied up at 1-1, Bishops versus Flames in the quarterfinals of Season 7 Nemesis Challenger League. Isaac out of the corner. Cool Kyle gets the save. Nobody able to follow that ball, and Bishop's going to maintain offensive pressure. Cool Kyle does get the the clear. Had a little brain fart right there. Couldn't think of that word, Bagels. How are you going to forget a word like clear, Bagels?
Happens all the time. I mean, sometimes you just, I don't know. It's not even the nerves. It's just you're trying to think 3 steps ahead, but you got to take that first step, and sometimes that first step doesn't come out, but the demo play does come out for Kyle, and this is what I've been asking for. They need to get physical on a physical team like the Bishops. Even the bump coming out onto Kratozz right there, who tries to get back to it, and even it was just a 3-headed play from Flame. They were all just sitting there like sharks waiting.
Yeah, Flame starting to look a lot more like what we're used to seeing. They've been playing so well at the latter half of this season. I think they've just been playing well this entire season. Number 2 seed. Obviously, they didn't drop too many games. And good to see them show up here. Game number 3. It took them a couple games to get warm, but they are finally fired up. with a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock in game number 3. Flame looking to get their first win. They lead 2-1. Fort in the backfield pops it up to Kratozz, back down to the mid. Sindo gonna beat anybody else to it. Climax pops it up. Cool Kyle there, but can't get the double off the wall. Isaac there to help him out. Isaac keeps the push alive. Climax to take it away from him. 1 minute remaining. And Kratozz trying to get control. Cool Kyle dunks it off him off the backboard. Isaac's there, can't get it through Fort. Fort with the save. Sindo out of the corner, pops it up, but Climax there to clear the ball. Fort with the 50. Kratozz with the 50 out to the mid. Climax sending it into the corner. We wind down to the final 30 seconds here. The demo's starting to come out as Bishop's trailing by 1. Trying to tie things up here. Isaac sends it into the corner. Isaac again off of the backboard. Climax is there. Sindo not fast enough. Final 15 seconds. Sindo sending it away. Looks like Flame just playing a little bit of keep away at this point. Trying to keep the Bishops not only from scoring, but they're going to go ahead and score, sticking the dagger in that one. 3-1 with 5 seconds left.
And again, this was a must-win game for this Flame roster. You don't want to go down 3-0 in the series, and they showed up here when it mattered most. And again, they were looking for each other more often. Perhaps that was what they ended up talking about in that timeout. They were definitely trying to find each other more. On the offensive side of things, the defense still a little bit shaky as the Bishops have put up some numbers here, some threatening shots, even that one there in the final seconds. Did not go in for them, though. But looking like a more composed team here, now only down by 1 instead of down by 3. But still, I mean, just before that pass there, Psycho, Sendo, he was only sitting at 70 points, so even though it was a much more concerted effort, still all 3 players are not getting involved. It seems like a 2v3 at times for this Flame roster. But that being said, you give Isaac a solo play opportunity like that to start the momentum. I mean, he's going to hit those almost every time. So if they can even just get some more assists, 2 of the goals here were assisted for the Flame roster. But, I mean, if they can get some 3-piece passing plays going, even some more bump plays, you know, maybe Sendo did get a bump on that other play, so other stats not showing up on the scoreboard there. But if they can continue to be a full presence as a team, this is going to be a little scary for Bishops here.
Yeah, Bishops definitely need to be careful. They need to watch out because Flame, known for making hot runs, and they're not going to make any exceptions here against this Bishops roster. Kratozz having to make a save from a lofty send from Isaac. Cool Kyle looking to take control, gets bumped off of the ball. Climax to send it down. Isaac missing his touch. Climax missing the ball, but getting the demo on Sendo. Kratozz out of the corner, gets it in front of the net. Isaac beating Fort to the ball, clears it away. Climax up to Fort out of the corner. Climax again, can't get the touch. The double commit from the Bishops. This could be a counterattack from Flame. Sendo sending it off the back wall. And the demo from Fort coming out on Cool Kyle, shutting down any possibility at some offense. I gotta say that was a good defensive move there from the Bishops Bagels.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten a lot of offensive demos, but definitely the defensive bumps and demos coming out and being a factor as well, trying to disrupt this Flame offense, which is starting to get rolling here. And Bishop's starting to be put more and more under duress. Boost becoming a factor, having to force these touches out to the midfield. A little bit of a mistake from Sendo there. Not going to allow the Flame roster to keep up this pressure quite yet. And again, another mistouch. Although they're slowly getting it back to each other, Psycho. And this is what I was saying. They got to get these small plays back to each other if they don't have the boost or the positioning. Just try and pass it off to another teammate. And that is what they're trying to do if a mistake comes out. But still, the Bishops have been somewhat privy to that. They're starting to hunt down these Flame players in their side, getting more and more demos. Climax with another, trying to steal the boost. It's only a matter of time before the Bishops start to come back.
Yeah, these demos do seem to be getting more and more frequent from the Bishops, and a dropped opportunity there from the Bishops, almost able to make the conversion from the demo play. It wasn't really in front of the net, but having that player demoed can open up a lane sometimes. However, they weren't able to convert. Climax with the block. Isaac sending a long ball down from midfield, trying to force out the save. And Isaac, just a little bit awkward, finds the second touch and gets the block on Climax's clear. Kratozz up, he's looking for the double. He gets the double. It's down in front. Oh no, he makes the unnecessary.
Oh no, another
one. He does 2 unnecessary touches. Oh my goodness, that was almost the most disastrous play possibly of the Challenger playoffs, Bagels.
That was unfortunate. Luckily, they did not get scored on. And that previous play, it was a double commit that made Isaac so awkward. Sendo had also gone up as well. And honestly, they probably should have scored off that one. So, I mean, both teams going to be thinking they're lucky stars they didn't get scored on these counterattacks. Although, really, the Bishops are the ones that counterattack themselves, as if that touch did not come out, surely it would have been a goal. Dangerous on the goal line here. Isaac, he might just have his flip, and he will put it in off of the pancake from the crossbar.
Holy moly, I can't even understand these mechanics. He gets his flip there, and then he flips down? What?
That was just next level from Isaac. The flip reset in the previous game, and here, and finally stepping up, and now off the kickoff, looking for one more shot. He doesn't have the boost, as Kratozz will get there. And I mean, oh my goodness, Psycho. These are the plays we're seeing out of Challenger. I'm ready for Rival and Titan playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be solid. And Isaac, I mean, took 2 games to warm up, but he never fails to impress. Isaac always showing up and just getting the craziest things we've seen. Some of the craziest shots we see in Challenger come from that man. And Sendo finding the pass from Cool Kyle. And oh my goodness, he couldn't convert it. He does convert it. Flame just playing with the bishops right now.
Yeah, he tried to go for the squishy, but excellent shooting from Sendo to actually put that one back, or Kyle rather, to avoid the defender flying out of net there. And I mean, and this is what I'm talking about. They're getting the small ball passing plays. They're getting the big passing plays on offense as well. The team chemistry for Flame starting to become a factor here. And the Bishops offense, they're only sitting at 4 shots. They've gotten at least 7-8 shots a game, not showing up here. And Flame, they're starting to get going. It's starting to get scary here, as a shot coming out there, but saved away from Isaac. And this is what I'm talking about, Psycho. Sendo, 2 assists, Kyle with the goal, Isaac with the solo play, and showing up on defense with 3 saves as well. This are the stats we are looking for from this 3-headed monster on Flame, which they can be at times.
Yes, they certainly can. They have shown the Challenger League that they are not to be trifled with. Kratozz with a shot. Oh, Sendo with a huge save. I don't think that, I mean, there was a lot of skill in there, but holy, he had a lot of luck too. That post gods shine their light on him.
That was he was putting himself in as a panini press, trying to put that one out back to the midfield, and luckily for him, he got the job done. Another misplay from the Bishops, a back pass that didn't find a teammate connection again. And Bishops, they're trying to do too much with what the Flame roster has given to them. Finally, in the final seconds, Kratozz finding a goal, and they put up quite a few shots in a short period of time right there. So the burst offense coming out, Isaac with the misplay, but they have 3 seconds on the kickoff, Psycho. Not what you want to be looking for.
Not what you want to be looking for. They need it right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. They need it off the kickoff to tie things up in game number 4, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it. Flame going to be your victors in game number 4. We got a tied series at 2-2, moving into game number 5. I got to say, Bagels, this is peak content. This is exactly where you want these 2 teams to be.
No doubt. I mean, this is exactly what you wanted to see from Flame, going down 2-0 in the series after looking a little bit lackluster, and showing our audience what they can do, showing the league what they can do, that they deserve this 2 seed, that they deserve to go up against Motion in the semis. And Bishops, they're starting to feel a little flat-footed, not having the sting on these shots. These bump plays aren't working as much because Flame are starting to adapt. And not only are they adapting to the offense from Bishops, they're creating their own offense as well. Isaac with the solo play, Sendo with these passes, Kyle being the third man that they need at the moment. And I'm starting to get scared here for Bishops. They have the timeout. They haven't chosen to use it yet, so they must still feel good about themselves. But, I mean, they got to go back to square one. They got to go back to what worked for them game 1, game 2. Maybe some passing plays of their own. And we've seen it, Psycho. They've double committed. They've hit balls behind each other. a little bit sloppy on defense, and the nerves are starting to be a factor for them.
Yeah, that may very well be it. And I certainly think it was also a little strange that they didn't opt to take the time out there. But I will say, I've heard players say before that regardless of having a timeout, they never want to take a timeout. Every second off of the field is a second that they feel like they're losing that heat, they're losing that groove. So they don't even like the 60 seconds that's, just in between matches.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum absolutely can be a factor. You definitely want to get back on the field, especially if you're the team that didn't take the timeout. You want to be right back on there, especially if you've won 2 games in a row. But Bishops deciding not to, as we do have a player disconnect on the side of Flame. So an unintentional timeout, perhaps,
Right, right.
on the side of things, that this will probably benefit the Bishops, as Flame was completely just a bullet train running through the Bishops the past few games. I mean, you see a play like the flip reset from Isaac, the pancake on top of the crossbar from Isaac. Those are just very deflating plays. You're like, oh my God, he just did that to us. How are we going to recover? And normally, when the Bishops have been scored on, they come right back. But the past 2 games, they have not found those counterattacks. They have not found the ice to come back after this Flame roster has scored on them. And it's starting to affect their mental fortitude as we head into game number 5 here. I predicted game 6 for the Bishops here, Psycho, but I don't know. Flame, the way they're going, they might just take 4 straight games in a row.
They may very well. I was going to bring that up. I was going to say, whatever in the beginning, Bishops were they were wiping the floor with Flame, and whatever Flame changed in between game 2 and game 3, Bishops need to make a similar change in between game 4 and game 5, because they can't let this Flame roster have another game. If I'm predicting that if Flame wins game 5, they're easily taking game 6. It's not even going to be a competition at that point. I think the Bishops' mental is going to be destroyed. But I think this is the time. This is the game that the Bishops need to make that comeback. And they might if Flame doesn't field their players in 7 minutes.
That is true. That is, the most important part about Rocket League is that you got to make sure you're on the field to play some Rocket League. As far as I know, it looks like they have between 5 and 6 minutes, as it did not. Looks like, who are they missing? Looks like Kyle has disconnected. So Kyle has about 5 to 6 minutes to get back up on in here. Otherwise, at worst case scenario, a forfeit will be called. Best case scenario, they will play the match off stream, and we will move on to the next one. But for everybody here, for you and me, Psycho, we want to see how this plays out.
Most definitely. I need to see how this plays out, especially with Flame just making a comeback like that. There's no way they're going to win 2 games in a row and then have to forfeit. That would be the biggest L, I think, not in Nemesis history.
That's a tough spot right there.
That is a tough spot. That is a tough spot.
I mean, as I'm not in management no longer. I'm a little bit unprivy to the rules, but they do have the 7 minutes to field their player in between a disconnect. Whether or not that is up to the management to decide if it should be played off stream or if the FF will in fact be called. But ultimately, we don't want to get to that point. We're going to keep talking about these teams. We don't want to talk about FF, Psycho. We don't want that. But I mean, Bishops, Flame has just played the Bishops game. They've gotten the bumps, they've gotten the passes, they've gotten the solo plays. I haven't seen any solo plays come out from the Bishops. It's all just been kind of just capitalizing off of the the Flame mistakes. But Flame, they're not making mistakes anymore, and they're showing that they're here to play.
They are showing that indeed. Flame just turning things around. Bishop's looking good. This could work out in the Bishop's favor. Let Flame get cold. But, I mean, both these teams looking good. It's just when Bishops were playing good, Flame wasn't playing good. And when Flame was playing good, Bishops clearly weren't playing as well as they were in Game 1 and Game 2. And I don't think that's a takeaway from either team, but it's almost like we've had, alternating dominations. We haven't really had like a pound for pound no bars, no holds bar magic.
Yeah, we need to see like a 5-4 goal line. We need to see the offenses just blow up on both sides of things. Um, as we are still waiting on a decision slash for this player to get back into the lobby. Yeah, I mean, I just want to see both these offenses light up the scoreboards. I want to see more Isaac solo plays. I want to see Fort and Big Crate get back onto the offensive side of things. They've been awful quiet the past few games. Fort, he showed up in game one, um, 4 for 4. And then after that, I don't think he scored a single goal. And Kratozz, I don't think he scored a single goal either in the series. I could be mistaken. Um, but Kratozz, normally the spearhead for their offense as well, a two-headed monster there between Crate and Fort. But past two games, they've been quiet. I mean, the whole Bishops team has been quiet, and that's credit to how Flame has been playing as the clock starting to run down here, Psycho, and things, unfortunately, might be out of our hands and their hands as well. So I'll have to wait and see, as I think we have 1 to 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I'd say probably about one more minute. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's unfortunate. Cool Kyle's internet went out and this does not seem to be working anymore. Flame trying to get their sub on the line. Unfortunately, their sub is not available at the moment. They've technically got a little under 60 seconds, but I think this is going to be a pretty much a rip for the Flame. Like you said, Bagels, maybe management will review this and have them play it off stream on a different day, starting on game number 5, because we didn't even get to start game number 5. And this is, I think this is one of those games that they really should consider letting them play off stream, because this is just a completely unfortunate event, Bagels.
Yeah, I mean, and the way the series was going, you'd hate to have to be the team to forfeit, especially if you were the one that mounted the comeback the past few games. I mean, even when I was GM, I never really wanted to take a forfeit. I just, the players are here to play. Let them play. Um, I hope management. I'm not sure if they're going to let them play on a different day. I think it should be played today. Um, but within the next few hours, I think they should get this series back underway. But it's looking like it will have to be certainly off stream if that is the case.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be off stream, as we've got, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 more matches for you lined up for tonight. Hopefully, neither of them have any problems, any technical difficulties such as this. But this is something that we at the Nemesis League deal with from time to time. Everybody's in different states and different areas, and everybody's got internets of their own. Some people are on Wi-Fi, some people are hardline, some people have storms going on. So this is the type of stuff that you got to deal with, unfortunately. And unfortunately for Flame, as far as it looks right now, they're more than likely going to get forfeit. But hopefully something can work out for them. But the two matches that we do have left for you tonight are in the rival league. We've got pretty much the same matchup that we have here tonight as far as the orgs go. We have the Kings, the number 3 seed, going against the number 6 seed Blaze. And then to round off the night, we have the Novice League, where we've got the number 3 Whelps going up against my personal favorite, the number 6 seed Ninjas. A little bit of bias there, as I am their AGM, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm to be honest with you, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a shoo-in for them to beat the Whelps. The Whelps are really solid team, and I think the Ninjas are going to have quite a handful tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super familiar with the Novice League, but Whelps have always been a contender there in the Novice League as far back as when it was originated there in Season 3. The Whelps definitely a contender as well. Ninjas haven't really gotten their chance to shine, but could be an opportunity there between them to try and, make a name for themselves, make a name for Speed's org here, as a lot of Speed's teams are in playoffs nights. Going to be the 5 seed there in Rival League, the Spartans and Titan, and the Ninjas here, the Gladiators as well. So, I mean, definitely going to be some contenders there for his org, and we'll have to see if they can start it off on the right foot later on tonight, as well as the rematch of the orgs, like you were saying, between Kings versus Blaze. And I guess we'll have that one coming up in a second here. As I don't think anything's been said to us, Psycho. But at this point, it will have to be played off stream.
Yeah, and according to the rules, technically this is a forfeited match. According to the rules that we have in place right now, which I know management's not big on budging on the rules, but sometimes they do, depending on the situation. Hopefully this will be one of those situations, but I think we did get the go ahead that the players can start leaving the lobby, because this is a match that's either forfeit or possibly going to be played on stream. We won't know until later. However, yeah, that's going to do it for this match here tonight. Unfortunately, it ended in a scuff forfeit. You hate to see it.
It was such a good series, Sucker. We were getting the makings of a top 5 series, perhaps.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that looked like it was going to be a solid Game 7, and the internet is just the internet.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that. However, we do still got those two other matches lined up for you tonight. We haven't gotten any word that there's going to be any problems with that, so definitely want to stick around for those. And I'm just been told to hold by the person behind the screen, so I'm going to keep stalling.
Really?
Not like the dictator, but like the place that you use the bathroom.
Interesting. Well, I was not in game, so I was not aware of that. But I'm not quite. Oh,
did you join back up?
No, I think Crip is gone. Crip is gone. It's well, this will have to be a decision later on. You don't give the audience hope like that.
Yeah, Crip, don't give the audience hope like that. Okay, I'm just reading a teleprompter here.
Alrighty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to wrap us up. I think we're going to take a short break here before we get back into the last 2 matches here tonight. Bagels, appreciate you joining me here in the booth. You're a legend among the Nemesis players. The double cast, you love to see it.
We tried.
Hey, I mean, the first one had its little problems, but we had our problems, right? I mean, shoot, we got a forfeit game.
Yeah, I mean, the in-person cast was pretty fun. I if there ever, for whatever reason, we get big enough, Psycho, get the chance to do a Nemesis LAN in
that
person,
would be sick.
Imagine we got the prize pool out there. I mean, there'd be nobody in the audience besides just the players in the league. But
there you go.
That'd be pretty badass.
I think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I think we've said too much. I think.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we'll just keep put a lid on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick break, about 10 minutes or so. We're gonna get back into our matches. So if you need to go use the bathroom, maybe don't check out another stream. Only listen to the music here for the next 10 minutes. And we'll be back with some more Rocket League action.